Hello, friends. My name is Amma Tanasanti, and I'm with Awakening Truth and our team supporting on Metta Mondays. So, what I'd like to do over these next few minutes is to invite you to find a posture that feels comfortable and at ease, relaxed. And if you need to adjust your cushions, that there's the right amount of height underneath your hips, or move your neck. This is a good time to do that. And this meditation is going to be an amalgamation of loving kindness practice and a safe space practice that we have been doing in our integrated meditation program. So just feel comfortable to make use of whatever feels right. And if there's a way that you do loving kindness meditation that works for you, please go ahead and do that. Let this be a support rather than a detraction from what works for you. First, take a moment with your posture and allow yourself to settle in a way where your hips are just slightly in front of your sitting bones and your jaw is tucked slightly in and your tongue is resting the lower level behind your lower front teeth. And just in this posture, notice what you notice. Do you feel relaxed? Do you feel tight? Do you feel heavy? Do you feel light? Do you feel numb? Do you feel foggy? Do you feel clear? And without any pressure, any expectation, gently notice what you notice. And see if noticing changes anything. Now, I'd like to invite you to bring forward the image of a place that feels very safe and protective for you. It could be a place that you go to regularly. It could be your home. It could be your backyard. It could be a cove by the ocean or a grove in the forest. It could be by a great big rock, or a place where you go regularly with other people and feel very comfortable there. So bring to mind this safe space and let it be as vivid as it's possible for you now. Gently inviting the image without any pressure. And seeing as you bring forward this image of a safe space, what comes alive for you? Can you see it clearly? And are the colors vivid and the shapes vivid? Can you hear what's going on? How does it feel like against your skin? What does it feel like in your body being there? What happens to your sense of weight or presence or relaxation when you imagine yourself in the safe space? Now, whatever is happening, there's no need for it to be different. There's no need to judge. There's no need to pressurize. But what we can do is we can take the supportive ingredients that are here and add to them. Allow in the other supportive presences, forces, beings that have been there for you in the past, animals, friends. And if there's been other places of land that have been a support to you, allow the feeling of support in those other places to also join you here. So that you're beginning to get a sense not only of a safe space, but a safe space that is endowed with other supports and resources. I'm going to take a bit of time and just allow the safety and the protection and the supports that are present to invite us to relax. So an invitation really is just that. It's the possibility without any pressure and without any judgment if it doesn't shift. Just gentle touch and noticing with that touch if there's any shift. So with the safety and the protection of the place and the support of the others that have come to join you and the land that has supported you elsewhere, bringing the energy of that here. Bring your attention to the top of your head. Notice what you notice and see if it's possible to shift slightly, to invite just a tiny bit of softening, of opening, of relaxing. And now move to your eyes and behind your eyes. Seeing what happens when you bring attention behind your eyes. And now to your smiling muscles. Just recognizing that for this time, you don't have to be somebody for anyone. You don't have to put on a face. And now the chewing muscles, the muscles in the jaw, sometimes the place that is where we utter our silent scream, no, into the dark of the night. Can you connect with that and just see if a little bit more softness, less clenching is possible? And down your throat, into the top of your chest. And sometimes it's helpful to put your hand on the top of your chest just to feel the warmth, the weight. And moving your hand down to your abdomen and to your solar plexus. And then moving your hand down to your belly. And just feeling your belly. And sometimes there can be tightness in the pelvic floor area, the perineum area. Just noticing that area and seeing if noticing is enough for there to be a little bit of softening, a little less pulling up, a little less pulling back, a little less contracting. Now moving down in the front of your thighs to the front of your knees and down your shins to the top of your feet, and feeling the soles of your feet connecting with the floor. Just noticing as you notice soles of feet connecting with the floor, you feel more rooted, more grounded, more able to feel the earth underneath you. And let the earth underneath you be a gateway for the other power spots in nature where you've been. And allowing that to move in you, to fill you, as you bring your attention to the back of your legs, to the back of your knees, to the back of your thighs, to your sitting bones, and to your lower back, and to the muscles along your spine and to your shoulder blades, and to your shoulders. Really taking a couple of breaths here to see if it's possible to lighten the weight that we carry on our shoulders. And now moving attention to the neck and to the base of the skull. That area that tends to get activated when we're in some kind of a flight, fight, or freeze response. That reptilian part of our brain. Just see if we can connect with that and just envelop it with tenderness, with care, with kindness. And now the whole of the head. Just noticing what it feels like and seeing if there's a little bit more possibility to soften, to relax, to open. Now bringing your attention to your shoulders and down your arms, to the top of your hands, and to the palms of your hands, and gently up the underside of your arm until it connects with the shoulder joint. And now for a couple of breaths, just breathing in the whole body, letting air fill the whole body, letting breath fill the whole body, and on the out breath, letting go, relaxing a little bit. Now, from taking some time just to feel ourselves safe and protected and to invite relaxation, this is a good place from which to begin a loving kindness practice. And so in this space, we can bring to mind someone or something that we know and trust is very loving. And we can see them before us and we can feel their warmth, delighted to be with us, feeling their care, wanting us to be well, wanting us to be safe, wanting us to be happy. And as we see ourselves receiving this care and kindness from somebody that we trust, we can get a feeling for what the feeling of loving kindness feels like. And as we get a sense of that warmth, that friendliness, that quality of being able to be present and care, we can just shift from focusing on them to just allowing that feeling to grow and become strong and accentuated. And feel us, that feeling of warmth and care and tenderness. And we first may envelop our whole body, that we can feel physically safe, we can experience a little bit more relaxation, a little bit more ease, a little bit more comfort. We can have what we need to be healthy. And the medicine and the support that we need to move towards wellness and well-being. So we feel ourselves physically surrounded by care, kindness, loving friendliness. And we can notice the impact of what happens. What happens to our breath? What happens to the muscle tone? What happens to the clarity or the fogginess? What happens to our ability to be present? Just noticing without judgment, just noticing. And then from our physical body, we can bring this also to our heart, our feelings. That we may feel care and kindness. That we may feel joy and energy. That we may feel aliveness. And as you bring the feeling quality, imagine yourself feeling care and kindness, feeling joy and ease, feeling aliveness. And as we feel this in ourselves, we let it spread to our thoughts about ourselves, our belief in ourselves, beliefs about who we are, what we're capable of. And we can bring forward the idea that we can be filled with joy, that we can know loving friendliness, that we can trust. We can trust ourselves, we can trust the people that we care about. We can have meaning and value in a way that is completely conducive with our physical health, our values, and our aspirations to live from well-being, from joy, from friendliness. And now we can take this image of ourselves and we can let it spread into the future where we can see ourselves physically healthy, emotionally well, connecting, trusting, exploring, doing things that are creative, meaningful, healthy for ourselves and for others. And as you see yourself well and healthy and happy in the future, you can allow yourself to come back into the present moment and connect with how you are now. What that feeling of loving kindness feels like now. And spread it out under the earth around you, in the air around you, in the gardens, in the cities, in the trees around you, in the waterways around you. so that the various different beings who are living in the proximate area around you can also feel the same quality of loving friendliness for their body, their heart, and their mind. And spreading out further, larger area, including more people and more land and more water and more trees and more animals. So that what you have and what you want and what you need is shared with others. And when you've extended as far as it feels comfortable, feels natural, feels easy, then come back bit by bit, slowly, slowly. Until you're in your region and in your neighborhood and in your block and in your house and in your room. And in your body, just feeling your own body sitting here. Feeling the impact of bringing loving friendliness. Feeling it. Noticing the impact of taking this time. What happens to your body when you do this? What happens to the emotions that you have? What happens to the thoughts you're thinking? So I'm going to ring the bell. And when I ring the bell, very slowly open your eyes. I want to thank you for coming and being part of this practice. And before we go, I want to talk a little bit about generosity. Generosity really is the ability to show up and be present. It's the ability to be with things and to meet them where they're at. Generosity is taking a moment and pausing with yourself. It's taking a moment and looking somebody in the eye. It's taking a moment and having something to connect about that feels genuine and authentic and real. Generosity is one of the bases of this teaching and practice, because when we cultivate it regularly, when we think often about what we can be grateful for, it opens our heart. And that opening is what allows so many other things to take place. So today, spend some time being grateful, thinking about what you have in your life to be grateful for. And if you've been touched by this video, you can share it, you can like us, you can contribute to Awakening Truth. These are all also appreciated. Take care and bye for now.